Hi there, I'm Greg Finnegan and I'm here with Sophie, Paulie and Ben Ryan-Davies who play Ellie and Nick. And the last time we spoke, Ellie had just gone to the police to report Nick for rape. What's happened since then?
So last time we spoke, Ellie was going to give her statement to the police and hoping that they would press charges. But we're just discovering now that the investigation is coming to a close and that Nick isn't going to be charged for rape.
They've made their decision, and that's it. There's nothing we can do about it. I have been yelled at in public, doubted, called a slut, and for what? What was the point?
Oh, Ellie, don't say that. What you did was right. What you did was brave. Keeping quiet, darling, it's never the answer. And we are so proud of you.
So it's obviously really upsetting for Ellie to find out that the charges are going to be dropped against Nick. What factors do you think have contributed to that happening?
I think he said, she said accounts. Ellie said she was raped and Nick thinks they had consensual sex.
Yeah, and there was a lack of evidence because at the time of the incident, Ellie wasn't quite ready to go to the police or go to a SARC. But I mean, that doesn't take away from the incident. And also the fact that Freddie and Lisa lied about her drink being spiked, that kind of blurred the evidence.
Everything you've told me is unsubstantiated. Hearsay.
Yeah, but in the club she was stumbling around and being wild, talking nonsense.
As you said, not a crime.
It is if he'd spiked her.
I'm sure everyone who's been watching the storyline remembers how extremely difficult Ellie has found it to speak to her friends and family.
At the time of the incident, Ellie wasn't ready to talk about it or even to call what happened to her rape at the time. And she was still blaming herself at the start. She thought it was her fault because she brought Nick home with her, she was drunk, so she was still taking the fault of it all. And then when she did speak to someone the next day, Lisa just gave her some really bad advice and made her think that it's okay what happened to her and that she should just, get over it. And it was only when she spoke to James about it and that he heard the story and explained that what happened to her was rape, that she could kind of come to terms with what had happened and was able to deal with it from there.
Let's say you invite a guy back here for a cup of tea. You say, yes, I'd like a cup of tea. But by the time you get back here and he makes the tea, you've changed your mind. Does he have the right to force you to drink the tea anyway?
No.
So going to the police for anyone who has been raped or sexually assaulted is a big step, and it took a lot for Ellie to do so.
Yeah, it was. And there's no time limit on reporting rape or sexual assault to the police because obviously it's a big step, taking something very traumatic and personal and getting involved in the criminal justice system.
So were there any other alternatives other than going to the police?
Yeah, there's something called the Sexual Assault Referral Centre, otherwise known as SARC. They provide anonymous advice and support, regardless if someone chooses to report it to the police. Ideally, you should go to them within 72 hours of the incident happening so that they can store the evidence just in case you change your mind about going to the police and it's there for future.
Or contacting a rape crisis helpline.
Or you can go online to channel4.com/support.
You can also speak to a counsellor or maybe speak to family or friends, someone you can trust.
Yeah, so there's loads of options out there. It's just whatever's best for you.
Hello? Yeah, speaking. Right. Okay. Bye.
What? What did he say? Nick, tell me.
They're not pressing charges.
What?
They're not pressing charges. It's over.
So Nick hasn't been charged, but we are going to see that Ellie doesn't regret going to the police.
And Nick's arrest will still be on record, so there could be implications further down the line.
This storyline isn't over yet.
No, that's certainly not the end. We've filmed loads more which will be on screen soon.
Yeah, and rest assured, this will cause a lot of problems for Nick further down the line.
If you or anybody you know has been affected by this storyline, please visit channel4.com/support for information on organisations such as The Mix or Rape Crisis.